I'm fired up again. Alright guys, welcome back. And in this video, we're going to fire this thing up. 5.7 Hemi, turbo, in a 67 F100. I guarantee you we're going to fire it up and hear it in this video. Because I'm not putting this video out until it's done. Because I just want to hear this damn thing, and I know you guys do too. So the first thing we're going to do, or I'm going to do, is I'm going to put some oil in this. Because I really don't want to fire it up dry. And I just have the sneaking feeling, probably going to screw it up. So I'm going to dump some oil in it. And then the next thing will be to put the core support on. Because that's got the radiator and the cooling fans, which I got to get them mounted up because I'm swapping out from a baby little fan to a bigger fan. Get that on, and then we can start to plumb the intake charge piping across to the intercooler because I want that done. And there's some wiring that I got to do back here, and that needs to grab the alternator, voltage regulator, and then snake over. We're going to relocate the battery over to this side. So all that's got to get done because there's no power to it, and we gotta wire the starter. So let me dump some oil in it, and then we'll get the core support out, and we'll start mocking it up. And God, I hope this thing runs soon. Core support's mounted back on, and this is my radiator setup. Just an aftermarket aluminum radiator. I don't even think it's for this truck. Just kind of a random one. And then this is a, God, I don't remember, like a Ford Contour fan. Pulled it out of a junkyard back when I built this thing. Actually, I pulled this off a Mercedes, which I thought was really funny. I was like, oh, this Mercedes fan fits. And then, you know, it's got the Ford logo right there. So somebody had swapped this on some Mercedes SUV, but it's just not big enough. What I've got over here, much bigger. And this is supposedly the biggest, baddest kind of stock fan that guys are retrofitting. Used to be the Ford Taurus fans. This is actually a Lincoln Mark 8 fan that supposedly pulls more air, and I really hope we'll keep this thing cool. Seems like it should. It's a pretty badass fan. So I gotta get that one off of there, get this one mounted up, get the whole thing back in here so we can start making intercooler piping. Not sure how I'm gonna do this yet, because it doesn't exactly bolt up. This one, I had used these like push-through things, which I really don't want to do. I feel like it's just gonna eventually lead to a blown radiator. So I need to somehow come up with mounts, but I can't weld aluminum, so we'll figure it out. So this is what I came up with here, is I took my radiator mount and I extended it out a little bit. So this will slide over top. I can get a screw in here and a screw in here, and that'll support the whole top. And then, there it is, it fits a little better. And then on the bottom, I made these little guys. So these will go from the side on the bottom in like this, and basically support the bottom of it and keep it forward against the radiator. So I just got to take these, weld them down here on the back side, and the fan will be mounted, and it won't be mounted to the radiator, so it should keep me from putting holes in it. And it's super tight, and that radiator fits in there really, really nice. It's like the exact size of the radiator, which is pretty cool. So, okay, don't laugh at my intercooler, because it is tiny. I mean, just look at it. There's not much to it, and I know it's probably really undersized for what this thing is, but I really don't want to cut the grill up. I want to keep this thing looking kind of stock. And like back here, you know, there's no room there to like even really move the radiator back. So what I have here is a little bit of room below. So the grill stops here. So this is all hood up here. So I can't put anything up there because that's hood that's blocked off, no airflow. So I have this little bit of room kind of right in here. And if you look from the side, it's at an angle. So I don't even have that much kind of depth. Like down here, I got like 2 inches. So I need to hide that thing in here somewhere. So that's what I got to figure out, is how to get that thing in here and hidden, you know, so it fits really well. Man, it's really camouflaged in there. Like, even the light on it, you can barely see it, which is perfect. So it fits up in there right at the top really nice. It's about the only place it'll go. But the nice thing is it has bosses that come straight up, and this piece is pretty rigid. So I can just put 2 bolts down through right into it. That'll hold the intercooler. So I'm going to pull the grill off. I'll mount that intercooler up, and then we can start figuring out how to plumb it. Oh man, this is starting to look sweet. Got the intake tubes mocked up. So I still got to weld them, take them apart and weld them. So weld the joints, I got to weld beads on either end so they don't slip under boost. But man, it is really, really starting to look sweet. Like here's the feed side and there's into the intake. God, this thing looks awesome. I am super, super pumped with how this thing is turning out. And then you can see this comes over here. The battery was here. Gonna relocate that over there so it's away from all the heat, but that should work. So I'm gonna weld these up and then we can clean up all this wiring under here and it's like ready to start at that point. At least I hope so. Okay, well, I got everything wrapped up good enough to try and start it. I need to get some loom for this stuff. It's on the way, and this goes for the cooling fan, which turns out I had ordered a circuit breaker for it. Never actually showed up, so that still needs to be wired. But most of the stuff's cleaned up, tidied up. Everything should be good to go. I'm still missing some clamps for the intercooler tubing, but those are on the way. Won't matter just to fire it up and let it idle, but it looks pretty damn sweet. So I'm going to drop the tune in right now. I just put like 4 gallons of gas in it. Put the tune in it and hope like hell it fires up. Cross your fingers. Alright, let's see what she does. The fuel pump works and it's actually not that loud.
Not that loud.
Hey, it's quieter than the 51. Alright, let's see what happens. Okay, I don't think it's cranking fast enough. It runs!
It runs!
It runs! It runs! It's a little noisy, which I kind of thought it might be because I put those cheap lifters in, but it runs. It had good oil pressure.
That's the important stuff, right?
Yeah, let's check for leaks and just make sure everything looks good. I mean, I think it's just burning off stuff that's stuck to the headers and stuff, so I guess I'll fire it up again. That was pretty easy.
Right?
What did the 51?
Second try?
What did the 51 take like 18 tries? But we did have the distributor in backwards.
Pretty much. It was almost exactly a year ago, too. I was like...
See, I just need to get rid of distributors. That's all it is. Oh, there's the helicopter.
I'm like, what?
I was like, what is that sound? What is this thing doing?
Sounds awesome.
It sounds amazing.
I don't think that could have been easier.
No. The only thing I've noticed is it's definitely overcharging. It's at like 17 volts, so I gotta figure that out. But everything else is good. Like, damn, it's good.
Yeah, we should probably open the door.
Yeah, I need to take some idle fuel out of it, or take some fuel out of it for sure. It is very, very rich, but hell yeah, it runs.
Hell
it sounds
yeah.
Good. See, I told you it was gonna run this video, and it runs. So I'm fired up again. I mean, it needs tuning, and I definitely got to figure out the battery thing, but hell yeah. Ooh, it's smoky.
Yeah, it is.
I took a bunch of fuel out, but there wasn't enough fuel, so I gotta figure that out. But damn, it runs good. It sounds really good. I couldn't be happier. I could not be happier. I'm excited now. So, all right, that's gonna wrap this video up. It just started dribbling something. Oh, power steering fluid. Looks like a power steering leak. Alright, I'm gonna wrap this video up. Next video, we're gonna button this thing up and get it drivable. So we gotta do all new brakes, brake lines, build drive shaft for it, put the front clip back on. And yeah, then we're gonna go drive it and see how it does. And obviously do a lot of tuning because it is just pig rich. I mean,
It's
just
so
like,
smoky in
Look
here.
at all this smoke. It's crazy.
I know, that's why I was trying to get closer to you so you could actually see your face.
I know, but it runs really good and it sounds amazing. Finally, after all this time, I'm super happy. So come back next time. We're going to drive this thing.
Hell yeah.